Hello, everyone. George here, Catholic Positive Energy. Let me talk to you. Couldn't resist imitating L.A. Knight. Anyways, so I'm a few days later than I normally am coming on. I apologize for that. I've been very busy with school and also being tied up with a few other things that have happened. So, the name of this broadcast is Having Faith, Hope, Love, and Joy in Being Loyal to God. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, let me tell you a story. Last week, I was at the Catholic Answers Conference in La Jolla, down in San Diego area, like I am every year. This was my 6th straight year going. It was absolutely amazing. I think they get better and better every year. Now, because I've been going regularly to these conferences that I enjoy so much, I really hope to God one day I will be one of the speakers on the stage, not long from now. I hope. Please pray for me. So, anyways, because I've been going regularly, I've made a lot of new friends. In recent years, I feel like pretty much almost every year I go, I make new friends. Now, most of these people, pretty much I only see them at the conference because some people fly in from out of state. I even met some folks from Australia who I had never met before, who were really amazing folks. And one of them wrote a book about defending the Catholic faith, and I bought it. So maybe I'll talk about it in the future once I've read it. But I met some really amazing folks. By the way, now I know I put this on the Facebook page and the Facebook group, but I want to mention, I'm sure some of you have seen by now, I have had some of the famous folks from Catholic Answers help me do promos for the YouTube channel for here. I got one from Jimmy Akin. That has gotten over 400 views. It was so amazing. Please share that with everyone you know. I want to continue to see the channel grow. I also got one from Deacon Harold Burke Sivers. I didn't even know he was going to be there. He's a famous deacon on EWTN. For those of you who may not know what that is, that's Eternal Word Television Network, the global Catholic channel. And I didn't even know he would be there. He was not speaking. He was just attending with those folks from Australia who I mentioned. He lives in Portland, Oregon, and I was so happy meeting him. I had followed some of what he had done, but not too much. And I know he has a very outstanding reputation, so I asked him to help me do a promo for the channel. He talked a little longer than expected, but I didn't mind. I don't mind at all. And I love it that he helped me with a catchphrase. I'm sure most of you have seen it. Go on the channel and see. You know what my catchphrase is. Dignification is better than criticism. Live life to the fullest. It was amazing. And I also got the host of Catholic Answers Live, Cy Kellett, to also help me with a promo, and he helped me say my famous catchphrase. It's absolutely phenomenal, amazing. And I also gained a few subscribers because you've all seen my pin, Catholic Positive Energy. I was wearing that throughout the whole conference, and my parents were as well. And I'm very popular there, so whenever I walked into a room, people saw that, and they saw, oh, what's that? Catholic Positive Energy. And I always say, that's my YouTube channel. I hope you please subscribe. So I gained about 12, because when I got to the conference, I had 86 subscribers. Now, as of this broadcast today, we have 98. Now, it's amazing. Like I say, I'm not famous. I don't even think I would use that word. I know I'm fairly popular, but yeah, I mean, well, here's my definition of the word famous. It's not deviating from what the dictionary says, but let's say, okay, if you're famous, if you go anywhere in the world, people already know your name, they already know who you are, you would have to go somewhere really remote and really isolated from the world for people to not know who you are. Now, that's what I think is famous, But if it's really easy to find people who have never heard of you, then yeah, I'd say you're not famous. But that's just, I mean no disrespect. So I'm glad that I gained a few, and I convinced a lot of wonderful folks to subscribe to my channel. It was amazing. It was wonderful. Like, some husbands and wives. It's amazing, The only thing better than getting one subscriber is to get 2 or 12. So it was absolutely amazing. But because I had attended these conferences, year after year, and I've made some wonderful friends, amazing, outstanding friends. I consider Catholic Answers to be my second family. And the reason I say that, and I'd have to probably bring up something that's not so positive. I have had a lot of family members cut me out and turn their backs on me. So I've been having to look for family elsewhere. But I'm glad that I found it. So, anyways, now what do I mean in having peace, love, and joy, and being loyal to God? Well, this is what I mean. I have, over the years, I have come to love the Catholic faith even more. And it's mainly due to those wonderful folks at Catholic Answers. And I've also met some other good Catholic folks, who have helped me along this way as well. Mostly, people in the diocese where I live here, in the Diocese of San Bernardino. And these are experiences and folks I will never forget. And I'll never stop loving my Catholic faith. I love it more and more and more every day. There have been a lot of times in my life when I was younger where, now I'm a born and raised Catholic, but I wasn't always practicing, especially when I was younger. And even just a few years ago, there were times when I was really unhappy about things that were not going my way. There were times I would just be absolutely devastated, and people would say to me, well, just pray, offer that up to God. And I would often think this in the back of my thoughts. I would never say it out loud. Well, I mean, it's not like he's going to fix it right away. I know God is not a genie. He's not just going to turn my devastation into joy and happiness right away. He could, but like I say, I know that's normally not how God works. So that's why I didn't always have faith and loyalty in that. But over the years, previous years, as I've gotten older, I've come to learn and realize things that I did not when I was younger. See, when I was younger, I was more of a loose cannon. I wouldn't hold back on saying certain things that were not so good if I felt angry or unhappy or if I wasn't getting what I wanted. Now, as I've gotten older, I've learned to watch my mouth, and still try to this day. And, in recent years, I have the most amazing friends in the world, I got to tell you. Mostly Catholic friends, but I have even some amazing friends who are not Catholic as well. I welcome all kinds. I don't discriminate. So my Catholic friends have really strongly encouraged me to always have faith in God, pray to God, especially in the Blessed Sacrament before the tabernacle. That's where God is. That's where the Holy Spirit is. At least that's how we have access to Him here on earth, always through the Blessed Sacrament. If you can ever, get to adoration, or if there's a Blessed Sacrament chapel or somewhere where you can pray in front of a Blessed Sacrament chapel, whether at your local parish or somewhere in your diocese or wherever you may happen to live, I highly recommend, please utilize that as best as you can. That's our saving grace. That's how you have direct access to God, one-on-one communication with God here on earth. As it says in the Synoptic Gospels, I know it says this somewhere in Matthew, and it's after 2 in the morning, so forgive me for not quoting the specific chapter and verse, but you can Google this after I'm done talking. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. That means it's here. It's here on earth. But as one of my professors has said, and I'll never forget this, it's kind of here, but it's kind of not. Meaning, it is here, but not here in the sense like when you get to heaven. What I mean by that is, when you go to Mass, see, you don't have to wait until you die to get to heaven. When you go to Mass, that's where you are. or when you're in adoration or in the Blessed Sacrament Chapel. So that's what my professor means by it's kind of here, but it's kind of not. I hope that makes sense. If anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'll clear them up. But I hope nobody has a question mark hanging over the head. Like, what, George, what'd you say? I don't want anybody to ever feel that way. Okay? So I hope nobody does. Anyways, over recent years, and I've made some amazing friends, and I have a lot of amazing friends who pray for me all the time, especially when I have something very near and dear to my heart going on. And I have spent time, I've tried to spend more time in the Blessed Sacrament Chapel when I'm able to go. Now at the conference they had an adoration chapel, and I made sure to go in there at least once. I have a very dear friend, my friend Bert, who he regularly goes to adoration, goes before the Blessed Sacrament regularly. I say God bless him. And that has encouraged me to do this as well. And that's why I'm doing this, talking about it here. Now, I know there have been, times in our lives when we were down and out and we were not getting what we wanted, and we may have been devastated for whatever reason. And I'll admit, like I said, a few days ago, I was actually on the receiving end of some, unpleasant information the other day, but I'm trying to stay strong. And like I say, God is what keeps me going. So I ask all of you to please pray for me. Now, a few years ago, I wouldn't even be talking like this or feeling this way, because trust me, when I was younger, there were a lot of times I didn't get what I wanted. So many times, I can't tell you. And normally what I would have done when I was younger is I would just stay in my room and cry in devastation, and I'd be a little messed up in some of my, thoughts, and I didn't even fully understand how messed up I was. But now that I've gotten older and I'm able to look back and I'm able to see how I was then, how I am now, how I need to be, where I need to be, how I need to get there. See, I wish I would have had somebody, a very smart, positive thinker in my life back then explaining this stuff to me, but I didn't. But that's why I'm explaining it to you now, because I've been there, and I'm still there. So, like I say, we need to always have faith in God, no matter what's going on in our lives, no matter how devastating things may be, or how severe, or how long they may last. God has our back, and I know I've said this previously. I'm sure I probably have said this quite a few times. I don't remember specifically which broadcast I was talking about. Oh, it must have been the one where I said, just look a few previous videos down, the longer you wait, the sweeter it's going to be. I know I said this there, so go back and reference that one. So, like I say, God has our back. And if you have some wonderful people in your life who are faithful, emphasis on faithful, practicing Catholics, who are praying for you, then you need to have confidence in knowing that it's going to be all better. It's going to be just fine. Give it time. Doesn't always happen overnight or in the snap of a finger. Trust me. Like I said in that one broadcast, the longer you wait, the sweeter it's going to be. And I don't just mean with regards to finding a spouse or whatever, or winning the lottery. I mean that with regards to everything in life. Everything. Remember, we don't always get what we want. But usually we feel if we can have 90% of the things we want, then at least we won't go insane. Well, okay, if some of you want to think that way or feel that way, I'm not going to tell you how to feel. You might want to be a little bit more flexible than that. I'm just saying. So, but like I say, utilizing the Blessed Sacrament, having some wonderful people praying for you who care about you and love you unconditionally, and having faith in God and being loyal to God. One of the things I've noticed is even when our lives are not going the way we want it to go, if we have faith in God and stay loyal to God and pray to Him in truthful faithfulness, sincerity, He will have our back, and I will be surprised. I welcome you. Let me know. I encourage you to do this, and the next time in your life when you may feel like things are troubling you really badly, to a point where people around you may notice that you're not very happy, do these things I'm saying and let me know what happened. Let me know what happened. Feel free to share with me. I encourage everybody watching my broadcast, if you feel like I'm influencing you, or if you feel like you can relate to what I'm saying, please don't hesitate to share with me. Make comments, please. Good comments. You know. Anyways, so that's what I mean. Having faith in God, staying loyal to God, utilizing the Blessed Sacrament Chapel, especially trying to go to adoration whenever you can. These things help us. And like I say, I'm going through a little bit of a rough time in my life, trying to stay strong. It's not always easy, but I'm trying to utilize these things. And like I say, it helps. It helps. I know none of us want to feel like we're alone. I mean, you know, I've noticed, and like I said, I know I've said this in a previous broadcast where I was talking about suicide. If somebody feels like they're alone or they have no friends or no family or whatever, like they feel like they have no one, usually those are the people who tend to have those thoughts. But like I say, I'm sure many of you watching, you've got some great friends, and hopefully you've got some wonderful family members or some great people in your life who you would refer to as family. And, you know, those are the people you cherish. I have plenty of those in my life, trust me, I really do. And I'm very thankful and grateful for them. So, yeah, I try to also be that for others as well. I know there's a lot of people out there who really cherish having me as being that in their lives. So that's what I mean. I feel like I went on and on and on quite a while now. Don't want to repeat myself. So that's what I mean. And like I say, if you haven't seen the promos that I put on the YouTube channel, just look under the shorts videos there. And I know, like I said, okay, if you're on the YouTube channel right now, look at the video I uploaded right before this one that you're watching right now. You'll see the thumbnail of me with Deacon Harold Burke Sivers. Please watch that one. It was so amazing. And yes, I am trying to help evangelize all of you to some extent here. And once again, please pray for me that I'm able to successfully complete grad school, because I'm getting so close. So hopefully in a few days I'll have maybe a meditation and prayer broadcast. And I always like to talk to you and try to influence all of you in the most positive ways I can. So until then, thank you. God bless you. Please check out those new promos. And once again, remember, dignification is better than criticism. Live life to the fullest.